Secrets uncovered, intense passion, intuition, and communication skills. Mercury enters Scorpio on October 22nd, 2023, and will remain here until November 9th. Now, while here, Mercury is going to take on this profound significance in the deep realm of Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of mystery, its transformation, its depth. Mercury in Scorpio, it possesses keen perception and its psychic intuition. It allows you to go just beyond the surface level of understanding and uncovering the truth. Mercury in Scorpio will most likely make you more cautious in your communications. It is going to make you more adept at reading other people at this time. You're going to be more sensitive to the signs of falsehoods, lies, deception. Look to your communication with others to become more passionate, more deep, and penetrating. This influence of Mercury is here to increase your focus towards all of your resources. Mercury is its dualistic planet, and in Scorpio, it's going to increase your thinking capability. It's going to strengthen your intellect, your mind, your thoughts, your ideas. It is going to be here to help you boost your confidence. While here, you're going to think more deeply. You're going to be more emotional. This is going to be a time for you to ask these probing questions. It's going to be a time to dive into topics that you normally would just keep under wraps. You're going to be wanting to dig into hidden truths and get to the bottom of things. Hi, I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate, and this is your October 22nd Mercury in Scorpio astrology forecast for all 12 signs. So let's dive in. So for Aries Sun and Aries Rising, this transit is occurring in your 8th house. The 8th house is your house of shared resources. It's cash, property, alimony, child support. It's resources that you have with other people. It's debts, it's obligations. It's the house of inheritances, wills. It's the house of occult and insurance. It's your private affairs. It's the house of deep bonding. It is the house of death, rebirth, transformation, the house of sex. It's where we keep our deep desired connections with people. And it's also the house of taboo topics or joint ventures. So know that Scorpio is very at home here, and Mercury transiting through here is going to open up the floodgate of the way that you're going to communicate with those topics. Now, Mercury rules your 3rd house of communications. These are with people that are close to home. These are your neighbors, your siblings. These are also people that you see that you openly talk with, or you have coffee with, or you get together with, or you exchange ideas with. Then it also rules over your 6th house. The 6th house is your mentors, your guides, your doctors. It's people who support you. It's the balance between your work and home, but the 6th house is also co-workers. It's your relationship that you have with these people, and it's your daily habits. So during this time, these are the topics and these are the houses that you are going to be diving deep into and probing and having these deep, intense conversations. Now, during this transit, Mercury is going to oppose the lunar eclipse in Taurus on October 28th. That will happen in your 2nd house. So the 2nd house for you is your self-worth, your cash, your property, your resources. So you are literally diving deep and saying, no, I want to see the paperwork. No, I want to get to the bottom of this. No, this is supposed to, this is you asking those hard questions with either siblings, people that you have contracts with, your coworkers. It's you saying, I have to dive deep and gain clarity. So what you're going to be cutting away will give you the necessary clarity. And during the eclipse of the last hurrah of now I can see things clearly because I've asked all the deep questions, and it will give you the opportunity to make the necessary decisions that you can finally move on in this area of your life, which is your self-worth, your personal cash, your skill set, your resources, your movable property. So Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about how this resonates with you in the comments below. And please check out my other videos on transits and the November astrology forecast for all 12 signs. Join me Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer live new moon or full moon astrology consultations, and on the off Tuesdays, tarot. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, Mercury is now headed into your 7th house of partnerships, relationships. It's your +1 house. The 7th house is love, contractual agreements. It's your house of your best friends. It's your partners, of marriage partners and business partners. It's the house of your one-on-one clients. It's literally the house where you are together with other people signing contracts or having some kind of unwritten contractual agreement with other people. Now, in the sign of Scorpio, wanting intense, truthful things, like you want honesty. You want to know that you can trust the other person and that they are being honest, and that who you surround yourself with is who that they say that they really are. It's who they're presenting themselves as. The 7th house, you are going to be asking these deep probing conversations and diving into topics, wanting a deep bond and a deep connection with these people. Now, this could be your business partner and it can be your significant other. You're going to be wanting to dig into the hidden truths and to get to the bottom of some things with the people that you are in closest contact with. So Mercury rules over your self-worth, your cash, your property. It's those themes of your finances, your movable property, your values. It's your self-esteem, it's your salary, it's your income, it's your possessions, and it's your attitude towards these topics. It's going to be your financial condition, and it's about everything that has to do with your personal belongings. So those topics are going to be brought in. It also is going to rule over your 5th house themes, which is affairs or love with a connection through children, or art, music, creativity. The 5th house is the house of what brings me joy. And so this can be your investments, this can be sports, this can be risks that you take, or hobbies. The 5th house is the risk and excitement. It's recreation and pleasure. It's the house of what do you do on the weekends, or what do you do to bring fun in your life. And so you are going to connect your partners, your friends, your significant others, and relate it to the people that you have these activities with, or that you take these risks with, or that you want to dive into with. It's also going to be related to how you feel about yourself, to increase your self-esteem, to reveal things to boost your confidence. Remember that Scorpio is not afraid to dive deep. And in Mercury, it's about let's have these deep conversations. For my self-esteem, I need to feel secure with you. I need to be able to reveal things to you, and I want you to know that this is a safe space with me. I want to be connected with you on a soul level, not just on a paper contract level. Now, during this transit, Mercury is going to oppose your 1st house during this lunar eclipse in Taurus on October 28th. This is going to bring you intense clarity of who are you cutting away, what are you cutting away. This is going to bring clarity with what you need to do in order to make the necessary decisions that finally can move you ahead with your life, with who you are becoming and who you're going to allow in your inner circle, who you are going to continue to be with you to strengthen yourself emotionally. Remember that you're going to be able to cut through lies, falsehoods, deception, and you are going to be very passionate about the connection that you want to have with others. And if they're not going to be able to step up to the plate, this will be cutting and removing them away. So Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this transit in the comments below. And please check out the other videos on all other transits and the November forecast for all 12 signs. And join me live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays, where I offer new moon or full moon astrology consultations. And on the off Tuesday, I offer tarot consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising, Mercury is going into your sixth house. Now, the sixth house is the house where you find a mentor or you find a guide. It's your daily habits. It is your workplace. It is the house where you have a relationship with coworkers. It's not just your daily habits it's how you stay healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, psychologically. It's the house where we have sickness or we work towards health. It's also the house of pets, and it's where we look for self-care. So Mercury is going to have you diving deep and looking towards who can you trust? What can you do to boost your confidence? This could be you searching out a counselor or a mentor. This could be you increasing your confidence with what you are doing between your work and your home. You saying, I'm not going to be afraid to ask those deep questions. I need to know I am ready to commit to my mental, physical, spiritual health and well-being. I need to find a mentor, a friend group. I'm ready to dig into the hidden truths, and I'm ready to get to the bottom of things, whether it's with your mental health, your spiritual health, or this could be with pets. This is you saying, I have to ask these questions in order to get to the bottom of these topics. This is also the house of balancing your home with your work. And so this could be you asking those coworkers, wanting to know and get to the bottom of what's going on and the communications that you have with others. Now, Mercury rules over your first house of self, who you are, not being afraid to ask those questions. It also is going to rule over your fourth house of your family, your home, your ancestors. It's your foundation, it's your property, it's traditions, it's people who feel like family. And so this is going to have to do with you, your first house, of how people perceive you, and being a communicator, you saying, I need to know this for my security, for how I feel at home. I need to find out because I'm passionate about this. I'm going to ask those deep and penetrating questions. I'm going to use this to increase my resources. I need to ask these questions because I'm deeply involved. I'm going to dive into topics and release myself from these because during this transit, Mercury is going to oppose the final lunar eclipse that's going to be in your 12th house. Remember that the 12th house is the hidden house. It's your intuition. It's the subconscious. It's retreats. It's the house of angels and guides. And it's the house where we don't share these things with other people. It's the house of secrets. And so this is you getting to the bottom of some secrets of some things that are going on in your life that have to do with you, first house, fourth house, home, and taking care of yourself in the process. So, Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts on this transit in the comments below. And please check out my other videos on transits and check out the November forecast for all 12 signs and join me live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays where I offer live full moon or live new moon astrology consultations. And then on the off Tuesdays, I offer tarot consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising, this transit is occurring in your fifth house. Now, the fifth house is the house of love affairs. It's the house of children. It's the house of pleasure. It's what brings you joy. And this could be creativity. It's art. It's music. It's things that you do on the weekends. The fifth house is hobbies and romance. And it's how you express yourself. And this is you diving into what truly brings you pleasure. You saying, I'm ready to dive deep into this. I want to know about this. I want to explore this topic. I want to explore this with you. Now, Mercury rules your 12th house. The 12th house is the hidden house, what we don't share with other people. It's like taboo topics. It's your dreams, your intuition, but it's where we go to be alone. It's hidden enemies. It's where we go to meditate. It's other dimensions. It's also scandal, and it's the subconscious mind, and it's the house where we take time out and we just don't share it with other people. Now, it also rules over your third house of communication. This this can be with siblings, cousins, neighbors. The third house is the house where you connect with others through talking or exchanging ideas, but it's closer to home. It's like writing and journaling or talking on the phone. It's reading books and letters. And so we're going to bring in these topics of you wanting to dive into some topics that not everybody is comfortable with. You saying, I'm ready to dive deep into these topics that I'm passionate about. I'm ready to look towards not just a surface level understanding. I want to connect with this person on a deep level, or I want to understand these topics. I want to be able to uncover the truth. If there are secrets that are going to be told, you're going to want to get to the bottom of them. Remember that Mercury is thoughts, ideas, and all types of communication. And this is going to be like digging into the dirt, finding these things. Now, this could be with your siblings, this could be with your children, this could be with lovers, this could be with neighbors. All of these topics are going to be fair game at this time. Now, on October 28th, Mercury is going to oppose the final lunation in Taurus on October 28th. That's going to bring you clarity. It's going to help you make these necessary decisions for you to make this final move in this area of your life in order to move forward with. This could be you saying, no, my child can move out. They've got this. They can be on their own. Or maybe they're graduating, or this could be with a lover. Remember that the fifth house could be risks that you take. The fifth house can be not just romance and creativity. This could be you diving into a project or an activity or something that you want to be able to express yourself with, or it could be with your children or with a lover. All right, so Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this transit in the comments below. And please check out my other videos and check out the November forecast for all 12 signs. Join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon or full moon astrology readings. And on the off Tuesdays, I offer tarot consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Leo Sun and Leo Rising, this transit is occurring in your fourth house. Now, the fourth house for you is your home, your family, your roots, your foundation. It's your personal life. It's your ancestors. It's real estate. It's property. It's traditions. The fourth house is literally the foundation of what shapes you, where you live. And it can be those family members, or it could be with people who feel like family to you. So Mercury going into Scorpio is you saying, I'm going to be asking those questions. I want to understand this. I am going to be able to cut away some things because I'm going to look through lies, falsehood, deception. I want to get to the bottom of some things that I know about. Now, Mercury rules over your 11th house. Your 11th house is your personal hopes, wishes, and dreams. It's about people that you connect up with for these social groups, or for your spiritual, like your star family, or your peers. It's your networks. It's people that you're connected with in order to push forth your hopes, wishes, and dreams. And it's going to be you diving into these topics. And it also rules over your second house. Your second house is you and your money, your finances, your self-worth. It is your skills, your salary, your income. It's going to be your self-esteem and your work ethic. So all of these topics are going to be wrapped up into a story about, I need to dive into this, and I'm going to ask my social peers, the people that I'm at work with, because this affects me at home. Or I want to dive into these topics with family members because it's going to change how you feel about your self-worth. If you know something and there's a secret that's hidden, then you're going to be diving into this deep. This is there will be no stone left unturned. There should be no secrets about you, your home, your family. This could be genealogy. This could be things that have happened in the past. This could be like from generational that's gone down. This could also have to do with work associates or people who support you or who you think support you, and you getting to the bottom of some things. You wanting to have a deep connection in order for you to feel safe, secure as you move forward. During this transit, Mercury is going to oppose at the top of your chart. So Mercury is at the bottom with your home, and it's going to be opposing the final lunar eclipse in Taurus on October 28th. And so this is going to be bringing intense clarity, which is going to help you make the necessary decisions that finally can help you move forward in your life in the area of career and home. Mercury in Scorpio, I love it because there are no topics that are off the table. This is you saying, I think this, I know this, I'm going to give you the penetrating gaze, and I'm going to be asking those questions, and I will accept nothing but the truth, because it will come back with you and your self-esteem. It will boost your confidence to know that your gut instinct was always right to begin with. And this is you being connected more emotionally and deeply with the people who are being honest with you and knowing who is not. All right, so Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below with how this resonates with you. And please check out my other videos on the transits and the November astrology forecast for all 12 signs. And join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon or full moon astrology consultations. And to receive updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising, this transit is occurring in your your third house. So the third house represents your relationship with your siblings, your neighbors, your cousins. It's about who you have coffee with. It's who you talk with on a daily basis. This could be people that you work with. This is about the house of exchanging ideas. The third house is writing. It's personal. It's about your spirituality. It can be cousins. All of these topics are fair game. And this is you asking the deep questions about things that have been going on or questions that you want answers to. Now, Mercury rules over your first house of self, of how people see you, your appearance. It's literally you. It also rules over your career. And so this is you asking these deep and penetrating questions and saying, I need to have complete honesty. I need these answers. I want to know the facts. I want to be connected with people that I feel secure with, but I also am not afraid to ask the questions at this time. This is going to be where you're going to be diving into topics that people have thought were taboo or just off topic. You finding people that you want to get information from and not accepting lies or BS or anything from them, knowing that when they're skirting the truth and knowing what to say, when to say it in order to get the honesty from them. This will increase your confidence because your gut instinct is correct, and this is going to support you with who you are and your career, your legacy. The 10th house is your public life, you as an authority figure. Remember that the things that you are diving into or looking at, it will be a direct reflection of you and your job, you and your professional life, your reputation. All right, so during this transit, Mercury is going to be opposing an eclipse, a lunar eclipse in Taurus on October 28th, which is in your 9th house. The 9th house is foreign people, places, things, and travel. So at this point, you might be able to find out that maybe somebody was not exactly 100% honest, or it's not exactly everything that they seemed. Remember that this is the house of publishing. It's the house of law. It's diving into spirituality. It's the house of cross-cultural experiences and connecting with people and wanting to probe, to ask those probing questions, to dive deep and get the honest answers that you need in order to move forward. Because during this transit, you're going to have complete clarity during the eclipse about what you need to cut or remove away in order to make the necessary decisions that you can finally move on with this area in your life. All right, so Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about how this resonates with you in the comments below. And please check out my other videos on transits and the November astrology forecast for all 12 signs. Join me Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer tarot or astrology live consultations. And on the off Tuesdays, I offer tarot. And then to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Libra Sun and Libra Rising, Mercury is going into your second house. The second house is your self-worth. It's your personal cash and your property. It's your resources. It's your personal salary, your income. It's your self-esteem. It's your work ethic. It has everything to do with you and your finances and how you feel about yourself. Now, Mercury going into Scorpio is going to have you diving deep into all of those topics, and there is going to be nothing that's going to be off the table, nothing that's taboo. You are going to be direct and focused, laser focused with the questions that you're going to be asking. Now, Mercury rules over your ninth house of your connections with cross-cultural experiences, foreign people, places, things, travel. It's the house of taking classes in spirituality and workshops. And it's also the house of becoming the teacher, where the student becomes the teacher. It's about law and advertising and publishing. So those topics are going to be added in. And also this has to do with your 12th house. Now the 12th house for you, dreams, intuition. It's where we go to be alone to receive the information, or we go to be alone to connect with our angels, our spirit guides. It's the connection to the spiritual realm, and sometimes it's the house of secrets and scandals, and it's the hidden house. So at this time, you might be focused on secrets, topics that were hidden from you, kept from you, things that have to do with your self-esteem, your self-worth, things that might have to do with your cash, your property, your resources, that might have to do with either publishing or people that you've connected with, or classes or workshops that you've taken. All of these topics are going to be where you're going to be passionate and want to increase your focus towards your resources. Now, at this time, there's also during this transit, Mercury is going to oppose this lunar eclipse that's going to happen in Taurus in your 8th house of shared resources. So this is going to bring you complete crystal clarity on what you need to cut away. It's going to, what you need to remove, what you need to do in order to make the necessary decisions that you can finally move on with this area in your life and you can move forward with. So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below of how this resonates with you. And for more, please check out the other videos on transits and the November astrology forecast for all 12 signs. And join me live Tuesdays, Eastern Standard Time at 6 p.m., where I offer new moon or full moon astrology readings, or on the opposite Tuesdays, I offer tarot readings. And to receive updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, Mercury is going into your first house of self. I love this. This is about being deep and penetrating, and your personality, your appearance, your health, your vitality, your strengths, your habits, your interest, your identity. The first house is your business card. It's about your website. It's how people see you. So if you had a website that explained everything about who you are, that is what is going to be on display. And you are going to be asking those probing questions to get to the bottom of things, because this is going to be an opportunity for you to strengthen your intellect. Your intuition is going to be spot on, your gut instinct. You're going to be able to see through lies, red tape, BS, all of that. Now, Mercury rules over your 11th house. The 11th house is your friends, your social circles, your networks. In order for you to get to what you have for hopes and wishes and dreams, it's who you connect up with in order to move forward with things that you want to do. The 11th house is your networking house. It's the house where you are connected with peers or your kindred spirits that you share things in common. It is also ruler of your 8th house of shared resources. This is the house of taboo topics, sex, child support, alimony, cash, property, debt, wills, anything that you share with other people. And it's your private affairs, it's deep connections that you have with others, but it's where you have joint ventures with others. So these are the areas that you are going to be diving into deep topics with the people that you are connected with, whether they are peers or whether they are work associates, you asking these deep questions, because it's going to have to do with topics that have to do with shared resources or things that you have in common with other people. Your focus is going to be towards understanding and wanting security in with who you are, what you bring to the table. The influence of Mercury wants you to focus on what you have, what your resources are, and that's your intuition, your gut instinct. You're just usually not wrong. You're going to be diving into topics and not letting people off the hook when they try to skirt around the truth of things. You are going to be redirecting the question in order to get the truth and the honest answers out of people. Now, during this transit, Mercury is going to oppose the final lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus on October 28th. So this is going to bring you a lot of clarity, which is going to help you make the necessary decisions that will help you finally move forward in this area of your life. And that has to do with your partnerships, your significant others, your business partnerships, your best friends, your significant others. And this can also be one-on-one clients. And so this is you saying, I have to do this in order for me to, look, this is about trust. And this is about trust being broken and things being revealed. And so use this to your advantage and get to the bottom of things, because it's a boost of your confidence to know of who you can trust, when you can trust them, and surrounding yourself with people that there are no hidden truths, that like there's no topic that's off the table, and that you need to be your raw, authentic self with people, and you want them to be just as vulnerable with you to share space with. All right, so Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. And for more, please check out other videos that I have on transits, and check out the November astrology for all 12 signs for the month ahead. And join me live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon or full moon astrology readings. And on the off Tuesdays, I offer tarot consultations. And then to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising, Mercury is moving into your 12th house. Now, the 12th house is the house of the personal unconscious. It's your dreams, it's your intuition, it's your spirit guides. It's the house of the subconscious mind. It's where we go to meditate. It can be the house of affliction or hospitals or self-sabotage. It's about your angels or your guides. It's other dimensions. It's hidden enemies. This is the house of intuition and your connection to the spiritual realm. Now, Mercury going into this house is you not being afraid to dive into those topics. There will be nothing that's left off the table for you to discuss. Mercury rules over your 7th house of partnerships, relationships. It's your one-on-one house. It's your business partners, your significant others. It's your friends, and it's your one-on-one with clients. It also rules over the top of your chart with your career, your job, your legacy. It's 10th house topics of your professional life, your ambitions, your reputation. So you are going to be diving into what some people might call taboo topics, or diving into other esoteric topics and saying, I need to know this. I want to find out if this is true. Now, this could be through your partners and wanting truth from them, wanting to have this connection and this bond with them, wanting to know where you stand with them. This could be business partners, significant others. Remember that this transit is about getting to the bottom and not having any secrets, no lies, and you wanting everything to be revealed, you wanting to feel secure in who you communicate with. You're going to be cautious in what you share until you know exactly where everybody else stands. The influence of Mercury is going to have you focus on what are the resources that you have. Your intuition, your gut instinct, use your guides, use your dreams, use anything that's in the dream realm, and definitely take some time out to tap into those things. During this transit, Mercury is going to oppose the final lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus on October 28th. This is in your 6th house, the 6th house of your mentors, your guides. It's your daily habits. It's your balance between work and home. It's your daily routine. It's sickness or alternative health. It's also the house of pets. And so during this lunar eclipse, you're going to gain crystal clear clarity that's going to help you make the necessary decisions so you can finally move forward with this area of your life of this is what I now need. This is me finding the right doctor, me finding the right counselor, me finding somebody who can support me with this area of my life, me asking the right questions, looking for where have I been lied to or where the truth has not been 100%, where people have not been 100% honest. You are going to be focused on your resources in order for you to get to the bottom of some things and being able to cut away and remove them in order to move forward with, and again, topics, paying attention to your dreams, your intuition, something that has to do with partnerships or significant others, something that has to do with you being seen in the outside world, and then where things are going to be cut away, it's going to have to do with your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, the balance between work and home, and it's going to be your health, your well-being, and saying, no, I have to do this for my health, whether it be mental health, spiritual health, it doesn't matter. This is you focused on those topics. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about how this resonates with you in the comments below. And for more, please check out the other videos on transits and check out the November forecast for all 12 signs. And join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon or full moon astrology consultations. And on the opposite Tuesday, I offer tarot readings. And for updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising, Mercury is now entering into your 11th house. The 11th house is your social networks. It's your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. It's who you connect up with, who you surround yourself with, your connection to your peers or your kindred spirits. It's social groups, it's teams. It's who you connect up with in order to achieve what you want to do that either brings you pleasure or for your job or your career. And this is going to be perfect for you to get to the bottom of things. Mercury here is not afraid to ask these probing questions to dive into. Now, Mercury rules over your 6th house of your daily habits. The 6th house is co-workers. It is mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, and I need to have these answers for this. It's also the house of counselors or mentors, and it can be the house of pets. Mercury also rules over your 9th house. Now, the 9th house is the house of foreign people, places, and things, higher education, diving into spirituality. The 9th house is cross-cultural experiences. It's about having work published or taking classes and workshops or becoming the teacher instead of the student. So you are going to be diving into all of these topics of, I want to do this. Who should I connect up with? I want to know the answer to this. Maybe you're diving into a different spirituality, different religion. Maybe you're wanting to take a class. Maybe you want to teach a class. Maybe you want to have something published. This has to do with what you want to do, and it has to do with balancing your home and your work and who you go to get these answers. They could be guides, they could be mentors. You asking, there are no questions that should be off the table. You asking the probing questions to get to the bottom of things and understanding when somebody is not being 100% truthful with you. Now, during this transit, Mercury is going to oppose the final lunation, the final eclipse in Taurus on October 28th. And so this is going to bring an intense amount of clarity, which is going to help you make the necessary decisions that you can finally move forward with in this area of your life of what do I want to do, who stays, who doesn't, am I aligned with what I want to do, is this really where I want to be going, and who can support me and guide me on this path as I move forward. So Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about how this resonates with you in the comments below. And for more, please check out the videos on the other transits and check out the November forecast for all 12 signs. And join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon or full moon astrology consultations. And on the off Tuesdays, I offer tarot consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising, Mercury is now going into your 10th house. It's the top of your chart. It's your career. It's your public life. It's your life path. It's awards. It is where you make your mark on society. The 10th house is your professional life. It's your ambitions. It's literally at the top, and it's your reputation. It's your personal ambition. This is you getting to where you want to be by asking the right questions of authorities and people that you work with. Now, Mercury rules your 8th house of shared resources. The resources that you share with people that you signed contracts with, or it's alimony, child support, debt. The 8th house is where we have inheritances and wills. The 8th house is also your private affairs, and it's where you have these deep connections with others. It's also the house of taboo topics and sex. Mercury also rules your 5th house of children or childlike activities like art and music and creativity. And it's the things that you do on the weekends. It's affairs. It's the house of pleasure and what brings joy to you. And so the topics of where you're going to be asking these probing questions with what you want to get to the bottom of, it could be with children. It could be with people that you are connected with projects, or with things that you enjoy doing, or people that you have shared resources with. Now, the 8th house also is not just joint ventures, but it could be anything that you have a contract with. So it could be with a business partner or a significant other, or it could be where you have with clients. And so knowing this, you are going to be knowing when somebody is being honest or when they're not, and being able to redirect their answers and not, or their questions, your questions, and saying, I need to redirect them to get them back on topic, because what I'm hearing is not exactly 100% the truth. And you getting the answers to things in order for you to feel secure and focus on your personal resources. You diving into topics that normally you would keep under wraps, and digging into the hidden truths to just get to the bottom of things, revealing things and saying, no, this just doesn't feel right, or this just doesn't sound right. And so you finding out, who do you ask? Who do you turn to in order to get the correct answers to the questions that you're asking? Now, during this transit, Mercury is going to oppose the full moon, the final lunar eclipse in Taurus on October 28th. This is going to bring an intense amount of clarity. You're going to be able to see everything. It's going to help you make the necessary decisions that you can finally move on from this area of your life and move forward. And this has to do with your home and your career. And so know that the questions that you're diving into will bring you back to the topics of home and career. So Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about how this resonates with you in the comments below. And please check out my other videos on the other transits and the November forecast for all 12 signs. And join me live 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon or full moon astrology consultations. And on the off Tuesdays, I offer tarot readings. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising, Mercury is now going into your 9th house. This is the house of foreign people, places, things. It's the house of taking classes and workshops. It's the house of publishing. It's the house of cross-cultural experiences. It is long-distance travel. It's all legal matters. It's adventure. It is the house of beliefs, and maybe you're diving into a new belief system, or maybe you're diving into a new new class or a new workshop, or maybe you want to become the teacher of. The ninth house is prophetic dreams or visions. It's the house of all of those topics that see the bigger picture. And in Mercury in Scorpio is, I'm not afraid to ask those questions. I want to uncover these truths. I want to understand this. Now, Mercury rules over your seventh house of partnerships, your relationships, your one-on-ones with either your business or your friends or your significant others. This could be business or personal, like as in marital. And so those people are going to be involved in these topics. It also rules over your fourth house of home, family, roots, foundation. It rules over anything that has to do with your traditions. It's those people who shape you. It's not only family, but people who you love or feel like family, or who have shaped who you are in this life. And now the fourth house can also represent real estate and property. So know that you're going to be diving into those topics and saying, I need to ask these questions. So this could be spirituality. This could be, I want to understand this religion. I want to travel there, and I want to do it with this partner, or I want to know where I came from. Remember, the fourth house is also its traditions and its genealogy. It's like diving back into, it's you wanting to uncover secrets about these topics. Now, during this transit, Mercury is going to oppose the final lunation in Taurus on October 28th, and it's going to bring intense clarity. It's going to help you make the necessary decisions that are going to finally move you in this area of your life forward. And this is in your third house of communication. The third house is your relationship with your siblings or your neighbors. This is the house of where we talk and exchange ideas, either with work or with people that are closer to home, like in our neighbors or family, siblings, cousins, those topics, those people. And you saying, that doesn't sound truthful, or I will ask somebody else to get to the answer or to get to the bottom of. This is you taking this as an opportunity to hone your intuition. Know that when you are right, that you need to keep on asking those questions or finding other people to get the answers from to the questions that you are asking. So Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about how this resonates with you in the comments below. And for more, please check out the other videos on transits and the November astrology forecast for all 12 signs. And join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer full moon and new moon astrology readings. And on the off Tuesdays, I offer tarot consultations. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe.